Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। ललाटे त्रिपुण्ड्रीनितिलकृतकस्तूरीतिलकः स्फुरन्मालाधारस्फुरितकटिकोऽपि नवसनः ददानो दुष्टारं चिरसि भनिराजुं शशिकलां प्रदीपः सर्वेषाम् अरुणगिरियोगी विजयते। Nithyanandam. Today we are going to offer the Uttamottama Paksha Upachara Yukta Puja or the Uttamottama Seva to Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva here in the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam. Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva is the physical manifestation of the Supreme Consciousness, Paramashiva, that pervades the whole cosmos, that sustains the whole cosmos, that manifests the whole cosmos, that rejuvenates the whole cosmos, that puts the whole cosmos into illusion and liberates all the cosmos. These 5 actions are known as the Panchakrityas performed by Paramashiva himself. They are Shristi, Sthiti, Samhara, Tirobhava, and Anugraha. These 5 actions are done through the compassion of Paramashiva for all the beings of the cosmos itself. Paramashiva manifests for the devotion of the devotee. For the devotee to realize its purpose, to realize that the devotee is separated from Paramashiva. The one becomes many, for the many to again realize they all belong and originated from the one and again merge back into the one. This celebration is celebrated as a Brahmotsava, a grand Utsavam in the month of Kartika in the the temple and the temple town where Swamiji himself grew up in the temple of Arunachaleshwara in Tiruvannamalai. This festival that is going to happen here also in Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya is known as the Nithyanandeshwara Brahmotsava in the month of Kartika. It is totally known as the Kartika Deepa Brahmotsava of Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva, where the whole manifestation and whole happening of Paramashiva is celebrated day after day. The beginning of that festival with the Dwajarohana, the hoisting of the flag, is going to happen in another 3 days on Friday. And today, the Purvanga rituals for this Brahmotsavam begin. Purvanga is establishing the boundary and worshipping the deities who protect the boundary of the temple. Mariyamman and Durgayamman, 2 powerful deities, protect the periphery of the temple, and we worship them to protect the Brahmotsavam and protect and secure the boundary of the festival. Tomorrow also, Kala Bhairava and Kali will be worshipped as the Purvanga to Nithyanandeshwara's Brahmotsava. And then the following day, after worshipping the peripheral deities, we take the blessings of Mahaganapati before beginning the Brahmotsava. So there will be a unique Utsavam celebrated to Mahaganapati. Taking his blessings is always a norm amongst all Hindus. He is very much alive here in Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya and very much here guiding us, clearing our obstacles. So we pray to him on that day to remove all the obstacles for us. Today we will be praying to Mariyamman and Durgayamman to protect us from any unwanted happenings, any struggles, any obstacles that they foresee inside us and outside us as well. The obstacles we face are not always sometimes outside, but the obstacles we face are mere manifestations of the obstacles that we face inside with our low emotions, whether it may be with any frustrations, any ego clashes, any incompletions, or any negative thought currents. These are all surrendered at the feet of these deities for them to protect us and give us the right security for the Brahmotsava. On these days, we worship Mariyamman and Durgayamman, powerful feminine deities, powerful forms of Cosmic Mother Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti. So that is the Purvanga rituals of today on the first Purvanga day of the Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Brahmotsava. Then the Brahmotsava begins after the Dwajarohanam, early morning on Friday, on the 20th of this month. Parallelly, in the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya and in the temples of Subramanya Swami all around, the Skandashashti Mahotsavam is being celebrated. Subramanya is the very son of Paramashiva, the very completion of Paramashiva, the epitome of how a mother will feel or a father will feel when they see their son make them proud. The same way, all the devotees also feel about Paramashiva, about Subramanya, when they see him, that he is the perfection from which Paramashiva has manifested, that he is the perfection that Devi Parashakti has manifested. We see all the best from Paramashiva in him. In fact, he has so he represents and is amongst all the devotees the perfection of what Paramashiva is, and Swamiji himself says he is the completion of Paramashiva. That Paramashiva, what Paramashiva wanted to give to the world, what he wanted to give as an example for the world, Subramanya is very much that. He has, in fact, all the aspects of Paramashiva and one more. That's why he's represented with 6 heads. Paramashiva has 5, but one more is added, is there for Subramanya. That is the Ajomukha, the Avyakta aspect, the supreme knowledge manifesting. That is represented by the 6th head of Paramashiva, of Subramanya. So in the 6 days, we are celebrating the Shashti, 6 days of Subramanya. Yesterday we offered puja in the evening and Abhisheka to the Jnana veil. Veil, or in English a spear, is the very Kundalini energy of Parashakti. Parashakti is known for her intense penance and intense tapas that she performed to be able to become one with Paramashiva. That devotion, that discipline, and that sincerity to be one with Paramashiva is what she represents. And she is the embodiment of Kundalini, the energy that we all have inside us, that can be awakened by the initiation of the Guru, by the touch and the sparsha of the Guru, by the blessings of the Guru. The same way, it was awakened in a very powerful way as in Parashakti. That very energy she had taken out of her, manifested it as a veil, as a weapon, energy weapon, to kill the tyrant and terrible Surabadman, who had a boon that he will only be killed by the son of Paramashiva. This Leela manifested the Subramanya inside in our cosmos, and to vanquish him, Parashakti gave Subramanya the Shakti veil, the Jnana veil. Veil is known to be the veil, the weapon of knowledge itself. Yesterday, we worshipped the Jnana veil in an Abhisheka performed, offered to a veil here in Adi Kailasha, followed by an Ashtotra Shatanamavali Archana offered at the feet of Subramanya, various names praising Subramanya, celebrating his story and his glory, are all chanted and chanted with the name Namaha, telling again and again, we surrender and we complete and we understand the greatness of Subramanya, and we wish to be one with him and have his blessings. In the next coming days of the Skandashashti Mahotsama, we will be celebrating the next Abhishekams and the pujas every day. On the final day of the Subramanya, Sandashashti, is the day when he vanquishes the demon Surapadman. We will see the ritual of Surasamharam on that day evening, and on that final day we will also be having the Shatru Samhara Trishati Homam, a powerful fire ritual in which Subramanya and all his forms and all his energies are invoked inside the fire and worshipped by priests with various offerings invoking Subramanya in the Agni. It is a very powerful ritual for those who want to remove negativities in their life, remove the influence of enmity in their lives and enemies in their lives. For those who have issues with case issues, legal case issues, litigation, this is one of the best opportunities to take this Shatrushamhara Trishati Homam. It's an opportunity to take this and offer as Subramanya's blessings manifest powerfully through this Homam for us to vanquish all our obstacles and come over all the battles that we face in our day-to-day lives. That Homam will be there another 4 days from now on the 20th of November. Now, coming back to the seva that we are going to perform today, the Uttamottama Paksha Upachara Yukta Puja, offered at the feet of Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva. Nithyananda Paramashiva is here in Sri Adikailasha in the form of the Paramashiva Linga. The Swayambhu Nithyananda is a form, is Paramashiva himself, representing the Avyakta and Vyakta, the manifest and the unmanifest of Paramashiva. He is the completion, and he is the complete cosmos itself. When we worship him, he grants us everything we ask. We need simply to ask. That is all we need to do. We may think that they are there, they may not do much. But it is not that they don't do, it is that we don't ask. They are there only there for the devotion of the devotee. And for us, it is just us. We just have to recognize that they are there and offer our sincere prayers to them. And they will take care of all of our needs, all of our comforts, everything we need. Paramashiva is here very much, and he takes care of all of us and gives us everything we need, everything we ask for. So let us begin and offer the worship of the Uttamottama Seva, the best of the best Sevas, with complete devotion and gratitude at the feet of Sri Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva. Now please sit straight, with your head, neck and spine in a straight line, and we get ready to receive the darshan of Paramashiva. Internally, chant the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ललाटे त्रिपुण्ड्री निलकृतकस्तूरीतिलकः स्फुरन्मालाधारस्फुरितकटिकौपीनवसनः दधानो दुस्तारं शिरसि फनिराजं शशिकलां प्रदीपः सर्वेषाम् अरुणगिरियोगी विजयते। ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनच्छृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ व्योमव्यापिने व्योमरूपाय सर्वव्यापिने शिवाय अनन्ताय अनाथाय अनाश्रिताय ध्रुवाय शाश्वताय योगपीठसंस्थिताय नित्ययोगिने ध्यानाहाराय ॐ नमः शिवाय सर्वप्रभवे शिवाय ईशानमूर्धाय तत्पुरुषवक्त्राय अघोरहृदयाय वामदेवगुह्याय सद्योजातमूर्तये ॐ नमो नमः। गुह्यातिगुह्याय गोप्त्रे अनिधनाय सर्वयोगाधिकृताय सर्वविद्याधिपाय ज्योतिरूपाय परमेश्वरपराय अचेतन अचेतन व्योमिन् व्योमिन् व्यापिन् व्यापिन् अरूपिन् अरूपिन् प्रथमः प्रथम तेजस्तेजः ज्योतिर्ज्योतिः अरूप अनग्नि अधूम अभस्म अनादे नाना नाना धू 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 ॐ भूः ॐ भुवः ॐ स्वः अनिधन निधन निधनोद्भव शिव शर्व परमात्मन्ने महेश्वर महादेव सद्भावेश्वर महातेजः योगाधिपते मुञ्च मुञ्च प्रथमः प्रथम तेजस्तेजः ज्योतिर्ज्योतिः अरूप अनग्नि अधूम अभस्म अनादे अनर्चित अनर्चित असंस्तुत संस्तुत पूर्वस्थित पूर्वस्थित साक्षि साक्षी तुरु तुरु पतंग पतंग पिंग पिंग ज्ञान ज्ञान शब्द शब्द सूक्ष्म सूक्ष्म शिव शर्व सर्वद ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमो नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ओम ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम दशांगं गुग्लोपेतं सुगंधं जतुमनोहरं आघ्रे सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यतां धूपमाघ्रापयामि माज्यं त्रिवर्ति संयुक्तं वह्निना योजितं मया ग्रहाणमङ्गलं दीपं त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहं दीपं दर्शयामि। अथ नैवेद्यं ॐ अमृते अमृतोद्भवे अमृतवर्षिणि अमृतं श्रावय श्रावय स्वाहा। ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः। ॐ श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः। नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि, नैवेद्यान्तरमाचमनं समर्पयामि। ॐ तन्महेशाय विद्महे वाग्विशुद्धाय धीमहि तन्न शिव प्रचोदयात्। ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः। ॐ श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः। महामङ्गलनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि, रक्षां धारयामि। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमस्ते गणपतये, त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि, त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि, त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि, त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि, त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि, त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं। ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि, अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानूचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवचोर्ध्वतात् अवाधरातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात्। त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः, त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः, त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि, त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि, त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि। सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते, सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति, सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति, सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति। त्वं भूमिरापो नलो निलो नभः, त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि, त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः, त्वम् अवस्थात्रयातीतः, त्वं देहत्रयातीतः, त्वं कालत्रयातीतः, त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्सु परोम् गणादिं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादींस्तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण ऋद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपं नादः सन्धानं सगुंहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः ऋचित् गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतेत्पुरुषात्परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदरायैकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय वरदमूर्तये नमः एतदथर्वशीर्षण्योऽधीते स ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते स सर्वविघ्नैर्न बाध्यते स सर्वत्र सुखमेधते स पञ्चमहापापात् प्रमुच्यते सायमधीजानो दिवसकृतं पापं नाशयति प्रातरधीजानो रात्रिकृतं पापं नाशयति सायं प्रातः प्रयुञ्जानो पापो भवति सर्वत्राधीयानोपविघ्नो भवति धर्मार्थकाममोक्षं च विन्दति इदमथर्वशीर्षमशिष्याय न देयम् यो यदि मोहात् दास्यति स पापीयान् भवति सहस्रावर्तनाद्यं यः काममधीते तं तमनेन साधयेत् अनेन गणपतिमभिषिञ्चति स वाग्विभवति चतुर्थ्यामनश्नन् जपति स विद्यावान् भवति इत्यथर्वणवाक्यम् ब्रह्माद्यावरणं विद्यान्न बिभेति कदाचनेति यो दुर्वाङ्कुरैर्यजित् स वै श्रवणोपमो भवति यो लाजैर्यजति स यशोवान् भवति स मेधावान् भवति यो मोदकसहस्रेण यजति स वाञ्छितफलमवाप्नोति यः साध्यसमिद्भिर्यजति स सर्वं लभते स सर्वं लभते अष्टौ ब्राह्मणान् सम्यग्राहयित्वा सूर्यवर्चस्वी भवति सूर्यग्रहे महानद्यां प्रतिमासन्निधौ वा जप्त्वा सिद्धमन्त्रो भवति महाविघ्नात् प्रमुच्यते महादोषात् प्रमुच्यते महाप्रत्यवायात् प्रमुच्यते स सर्वविद् भवति स सर्वविद् भवति य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवद्वर्यवां शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ व्योमव्योमाय विद्महे सूक्ष्मसूक्ष्माय धीमहि तन्नः सूक्ष्मः प्रचोदयात् ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः ॐ श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः कर्पूरनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि रक्षान् धारयामि पादोऽस्य विश्वभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतम् दिवि त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येह भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामते शासनानशने अभि तस्मात् विराडजायत विराजो अधिपूरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यत पश्चाद्भूमिमथो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमतन्वत वसन्तो अस्यासीदाज्यम् ग्रीष्म इत्मः शरद्धविः सप्तास्यासन् परिधयः त्रिसप्तः समिधः कृताः देवा यज्ञम् तन्वानाः अबध्नन् पुरुषम् पशुम् तं यज्ञम् बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषम् जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्या ऋषयश्च ये तस्माद्यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः सम्भृतम् वृषदाज्यम् पशुगस्तागश्चक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये तस्माद्यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः ऋचः सामानि जज्ञिरे छन्दागुंसि जज्ञिरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त एके चोभयादतः गावोह जज्ञिरे तस्माज्जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषम् व्यदधुः कतिधा व्यकल्पयन् मुखम् किमस्य कौ बाहू कावूरुपादा उच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागुं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षो सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षम् शीर्ष्णोद्यौः समवर्तत पद्भ्याम् भूमिर्दिशः श्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागुम् अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतम् पुरुषम् महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णम् तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिवदन्यदास्ते धाता पुरस्ताद्यमुदा जहार शक्रः प्रविद्वान् प्रदिशश्च तस्रः तमेवं विद्वानमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते हनाकं महिमानः सचन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः अभ्यः सम्भूतः पृथिव्यैरसाच्च विश्वकर्मणः समवर्तताधि तस्य त्वष्टा विदधद्रूपमेति तत्पुरुषस्य विश्वमाजानमग्रे वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्तः अजायमानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य धीराः परिजानन्ति योनिम् मरीचीनां पदमिच्छन्ति वेधसः यो देवेभ्य आतपति यो देवानां पुरोहितः पूर्वो यो देवेभ्यो जातः नमो रुचाय ब्राह्मये रुचं ब्राह्मं जनयन्तः देवा अग्रे तदब्रुवन् यस्त्वैवं ब्राह्मणो विद्यात् तस्य देवा असन्वशे श्रीश्च ते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्यौ अहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपम् अश्विनौ व्याक्तम् इष्टं मनिशान अमुं मनिशान सर्वं मनिशान ॐ तच्छंयोरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे सञ्चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वशम्भुवं विश्वं नारायणं देवमक्षरं परमं पदं विश्वतः परमान्नित्यं विश्वं नारायणगुं हरिं विश्वमेवेदं पुरुषस्तद्विश्वमुपजीवति पतिं विश्वस्यात्मेश्वरगुं शाश्वतगुं शिवमच्युतं नारायणं महाज्ञेयं विश्वात्मानं परायणं नारायणपरो ज्योतिरात्मा नारायणः परः नारायणपरं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं नारायणः परः नारायणपरो ध्याता ध्यानं नारायणः परः यच्च किञ्चिज्जगत्सर्वं दृश्यते श्रूयतेऽपि वा अन्तर्बहिश्च तत्सर्वं व्याप्य नारायणस्थितः अनन्तमव्ययं कविगुं समुद्रेन्तं विश्वशम्भुवम् पद्मकोशप्रतीकाशगुं हृदयं चाप्यधोमुखम् अधोनिष्ट्यावितस्यान्तेनाभ्यामुपरितिष्ठति ज्वालमालाकुलं भाति विश्वस्यायतनं महत् सन्ततगुं शिलाभिस्तुलम्बत्या कोशसन्निभम् तस्यान्ते सुषिरगुं सूक्ष्मं तस्मिन् सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं तस्य मध्ये महानग्निर्विश्वार्चिर्विश्वतो मुखः स्तोग्रभुग्विभजन् तिष्ठन्नाहारमजरः कविः वीर्यगोर्ध्वमधः शायीरश्मयस्तस्य सन्तता सन्तापयति स्वं देहमापादतलमस्तकः तस्य मध्ये वह्निशिखा अणियोर्ध्वा व्यवस्थितः नीलतो यदमध्यस्ताद्विद्युल्लेखवभास्वरा नीवारशोकवत्तन्वी पीताभास्वत्यनूपमा तस्या शिखाया मध्ये परमात्मा व्यवस्थितः स ब्रह्मश्च स शिवः सह इस्तेन्द्रस्तोऽक्षरपरमस्वराट् ऋतगुं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः ॐ निरञ्जनाय विद्महे निराभासाय धीमहि तन्नः सूक्ष्मः प्रचोदयात् ॐ दशाङ्गं गुग्गुलोपेतं सुगन्धं च सुमनोहरम् आघ्रेय सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम् ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः ॐ श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः धूपमाघ्रापयामि ॐ आज्यं त्रिवर्ति संयुक्तं वह्निना योजितं मया गृहाणमङ्गलं दीपं त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहम् ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः ॐ श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः दीपं दर्शयामि अथ नैवेद्यम् ॐ अमृते अमृतोद्भवे अमृतवर्षिणि अमृतं श्रावय श्रावय स्वाहा ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः ॐ श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि नैवेद्यान्तरमाचमनं समर्पयामि ॐ तन्महेशाय विद्महे वाग्विशुद्धाय धीमहि तन्नः शिवः प्रचोदयात् ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः ॐ श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः महामङ्गलनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि ॐ योपां पुष्पं वेद पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति चन्द्रमा वा अपां पुष्पं पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति य एवं वेद योपामायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति ॐ हां हौं शिवाय नमः ॐ श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः वेदोत्तममन्त्रपुष्पाञ्जलिं समर्पयामि The next offering is the part of the Uttama Seva, the offering of the Chaturveda. Devadevottama Devata Sarvabhauma Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Sri Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivam Chaturveda Priya Chaturvedam Avadharaya Harihi Om Agnimile Purohitam Yajnasya Devam Ritwijam Param Ratnadhatamam हरिः ओम ईशेत्वोर्जेत्वा वायवस्थोपायवस्थदेवो वस्सविता प्रार्पय जुश्रेष्ठतमाय कर्मणे हरिः ओम अग्न आयाहि वीतये घृणानो हव्यदातये निहोता सत्सिबर्हिषि हरिः ओम षण्णो देवीरभिष्टय आपो भवन्तु पीतये शन्योरभिस्रवन्तु नः हरिः ओम The next offering is a part of the Uttama Seva, is the offering of the Agama Shlokas. Devadevottama Devata Sarvabhauma Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Sri Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Agama Shloka Priya Agama Shlokana Padharaya Shri Bhagavanuvach Ati Kautūhalaviśṭā Pritchasyetat Priye Yanme Netrantare Vanhihi Yadvamritamανuttamam. The next offering as a part of the Uttama Seva is the offering of the Samagana. Devadevottama Devata Sarvabhauma Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Sri Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Samagana Priya Samaganam Avadharaya Etat Samagayannaste Ha Vu Ahamannam Ahamannado Ahamannadah अहग्श्लोककृत 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 अहमस्मि प्रथमजाऋतास्य पूर्वं देवेभ्यो अमृतस्य नाभायि यो मा ददाति सै देवमावाह अहमन्नमन्नमदन्तमाद्मि अहं विश्वं भुवनमभ्यभवां सुवर्णज्योतिः हरिः ओम्. The next offering as a part of the Uttanottama Seva is the offering of the stotras. Devadevottama Devata Sarvabhauma Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka Shri Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Stotra Priya Stotram Avadharaya. दुस्वप्न दुःशकुन दुर्गतित उर्मनस्य दुर्भिक्ष दुर्व्यसन दुस्सह दुर्यशांसि उत्पातताप विषभीतिमसद्ग्रहार्ति व्याधींश्च नाशयतु मे जगतामधीशः. ओम नमो भगवते सदाशिवाय सकलतत्त्वात्मकाय सर्वमन्त्रस्वरूपाय सर्वयन्त्राधिष्ठिताय सर्वतन्त्रस्वरूपाय सर्वतत्त्वविदूराय ब्रह्मरुद्रावतारिणे नीलकण्ठाय पार्वती मनोहराय सोमसूर्याग्निलोचनाय भस्मोद्धूलितविग्रहाय महामणिमुकुटधारणाय माणिक्यभूषणाय सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलयकालरौद्रावताराय दक्षाध्वरध्वंसकाय महाकालभेदनाय मूलाधारैकनिलयाय तत्त्वातीताय गंगाधराय सर्वदेवाधिदेवाय षडाश्रयाय वेदान्तसाराय त्रिवर्गसाधनाय अनन्तकोटिब्रह्माण्डनायकाय वासुकितक्षककारकोटकशङ्खगुलिकपद्ममहापद्मेति अष्टमहानागकुलभूषणाय प्रणवस्वरूपाय चिदाकाशाय आकाशदिक्स्वरूपाय ग्रहनक्षत्रमालिने सकलाय कलङ्करहिताय सकललोकैककर्त्रे सकललोकैकभर्त्रे सकललोकैकसंहर्त्रे सकललोकैकगुरवे सकललोकैकसाक्षिणे सकलनिगमगुह्याय सकलवेदान्तपारगाय सकललोकैकवरप्रदाय सकललोकैकशङ्कराय शशाङ्कशेखराय शाश्वतनिजावासाय निराभासाय निरामयाय निर्मलाय निर्लोभाय निर्मदाय निश्चिन्ताय निरहङ्काराय निरङ्कुशाय निष्कलङ्काय निर्गुणाय निष्कामाय निरुपद्रवाय निरवध्याय निरन्तराय निष्कारणाय निरन्तकाय निष्प्रपञ्चाय निस्सङ्गाय निर्द्वन्द्वाय निराधाराय निरागाय निष्क्रोधाय निर्मलाय निष्पापाय निर्भयाय निर्विकल्पाय निर्भेदाय निष्क्रियाय निस्तुलाय निस्संशयाय निरञ्जनाय निरुपमविभवाय नित्यशुद्धबुद्धपरिपूर्णसच्चिदानन्दाद्वयाय परमशान्तस्वरूपाय तेजोरूपाय तेजोमयाय जय जय रुद्र महारौद्र भद्रावतार महाभैरव कालभैरव कल्पान्तभैरव कपालमालाधर खट्वांग खड्गचर्मपाशाङ्कुशडमरशूलचापबाणगदाशक्तिभिन्दिपाल तोमरमुसलमुद्गरपाशिपरिघभुषुण्डीशदग्नि चक्राद्यायुधभीषणकर सहस्रमुखदंष्ट्राकराळवदन विकटाट्टहास विस्फारितब्रह्माण्डमण्डल नागेन्द्रकुण्डल नागेन्द्रहार नागेन्द्रवलय नागेन्द्रचर्मधर मृत्युञ्जय त्र्यम्बक त्रिपुरान्तक विश्वरूप विरूपाक्ष विश्वेश्वर वृषभवाहन विषभूषण विश्वतोमुख सर्वतो रक्ष रक्ष मां ज्वल ज्वल महामृत्युम् अपमृत्युभयं नाशय नाशय चोरभयम् उत्सादय उत्सादय विषसर्पभयं शमय शमय चोरान् मारय मारय मम शत्रून् उच्चाटय उच्चाटय त्रिशूलेन विदारय विदारय कुठारेण भिन्दि भिन्दि खड्गेन छिन्दि छिन्दि खट्वाङ्गेन विपोथय विपोथय मुसलेन निष्पेषय निष्पेषय बाणैः सन्ताडय सन्ताडय रक्षांसि भीषय भीषय भूतानि विद्रावय विद्रावय कूष्माण्डमारीच वेताल ब्रह्मराक्षसगणान् सन्त्रासय सन्त्रासय मामभयं कुरु कुरु वित्रस्थं माम् आश्वासय आश्वासय नरकभयान् माम् उद्धर उद्धर सञ्जीवय सञ्जीवय क्षत्रुभ्यां माम् आप्यायय आप्यायय दुःखातुरं माम् आनन्दय आनन्दय शिवकवचेन माम् आच्छादय आच्छादय मृत्युञ्जय त्र्यम्बक सदाशिव नमस्ते नमस्ते. The next offering as a part of the Uttamotama Seva is the offering of the Dravida Vedam. देवदेवोत्तम देवता सार्वभौम अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव द्राविड वेद प्रिय द्राविड वेदमवधारय शिवा திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் தோடுடைய செவியன் விடையேறிவோர் தூவன் மதிசூடி காடுடைய சுடலை பொடி பூசியன் உள்ளம் கவர் கல்வன் ஏடுடைய மலரான் உனை நான் பணிந்தேர்த்த அருள் செய்த பீடுடைய பிரமாபுரம் மேவிய பெம்மான் இவனன்றே. சிவா திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். The next offering as a part of the Uttamotama Seva is the offering of the Kailaya Vadyam. देवदेवोत्तम देवता सार्वभौम अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव कैलायवाद्य प्रिय कैलायवाद्यम अवधारय. The next offering as a part of the Uttamotama Seva is the offering of the Paramashiva Shakti Avishkarana. As a fruit of the puja, we experience oneness. As this is the Uttamotama Seva, we'll be offering what we have experienced the best, which is the oneness with Paramashiva. We'll be offering it at the feet of Sri Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti Sameta Sri Nithyanandeshwar Paramashiva. देवदेवोत्तम देवता सार्वभौम अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव परमशिव शक्ति आविष्करण प्रिय परमशिव शक्ति आविष्करणम अवधारय. Now, we'll be manifesting the Shakti of consciousness over matter by connecting with the Nijavatara of Paramashiva, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, by chanting the Mahamahavakyam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
With this, we offer
Paramashivoham.
the status of oneness and this power manifestation at the feet of Shri Nithyananda Parashakti Sameta Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva. ओम देवदेवोत्तमं देवता सार्वभौमम् अखिलाण्डकोटि ब्रह्माण्डनायकं श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवम् अष्टपुष्पैरभ्यर्च्य ओम सर्वस्याप्ति सर्वस्य जित्यै सर्वमेव तेन आप्नोति सर्वं जयति ओम हां हों शिवाय नमः ओम श्री नित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवाय नमः सर्वोपचारार्थे सर्वमंगलवाप्यर्थे सर्वापराधक्षमापणार्थे महामंगलनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि रक्षान्धारयामि बृहत्सामक्षद्रविद्यवृष्णीं त्रिशुभोजशुभितमुग्रवीरम् इन्द्रस्तोमेन पञ्चदशेन मध्यमितं वातेन सगरेण रक्षान्धारयामि देवदेवोत्तम देवता सार्वभौम अखिलांडकोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव आशीर्वाद प्रिय आशीर्वादम अवधारय ओम स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः इति स्वस्ति मन्त्रार्थाः सत्याः सबला भवन्तु इति भवन्तो महान्तो अनुगृह्णन्तु तथास्तु दुर्जन सज्जनो भूयात् सज्जन शान्तिमाप्नुयात् शान्तो मुच्येत बन्देभ्यः मुक्तश्चान्यान् विमोचयेत् इति भवन्तो महान्तो न गृह्णन्तु तथास्तु अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधना सधना सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदर्शतम् इति भवन्तो महान्तो न गृह्णन्तु तथास्तु राजा धर्मपतिः प्रजासु चरिताः पूजाधना सज्जनाः षट्कर्म प्रवरा द्विजाः प्रतिदिनं विद्या अनवद्या सदा वाणी सन्निहिता चिरं कविमुखैः सानन्दमव्याकुलाः सर्वे सन्तु वैदिकधर्म अनुष्ठातारः सौजन्यसन्तोषिणः इति स्वस्ति मन्त्रार्थाः सत्या सबला भवन्तु इति भवन्तो महान्तो न गृह्णन्तु तथास्तु येषां देवदेवानां महादेवानाम् अखिलाण्डकोटिब्रह्माण्डनायकानां सकलभूसृष्टिस्थितिसंहारतिरोभावानुग्रहाख्य पञ्चकृत्यपरायणानाम् आदिमध्यान्तरहितानाम् अप्रमेयपराक्रमाणां तत्त्वार्थगोचराणां श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वरी पराशक्तिसमेत श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वरपरमशिवस्वरूपाणां श्री आदिगुरु अरुणगिरियोगीश्वरस्वरूपाणां श्रीकालभैरवमहाकाळीस्वरूपाणां श्रीकैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ श्रीमीनाक्षी सुन्दरेश्वराभिन्नस्वरूप परशिवपुत्र रत्नकुमार गुरुमण्यतुल्यावतार श्रीपार्वती सन्न्यपानलब्धदिव्यज्ञानविश्रुत सकलनिगमागमसारभूतद्राविडवेदप्रवक्त्र श्रीमत्परमशिवकरुणासमधिगतमुक्तामयचतुरश्रयाणगीयमानछत्रचामर श्रीचिन्नकाहलादि समस्त बिरदावल्यलंकृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संघ सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा विजापवर्ग वर्ष विश्राण जीमूत परमत कलभ केसरी शैव सिद्धांत स्थापनाचार्य श्री राजाधिराज पांड्य महाराज गुरु क्षपन शाक्यादि महांधकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणा नरहारह ध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद ऋषभध्वज स्थापक शैव समय कर्त्रे सर्वज्ञ पीठारूढ़ श्री जगद्गुरु श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक स्वामी वागीश सुंदर माणिक्यवाचक स्वामिनाम अवतारभूत श्री ज्ञान संबंध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामलापीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रिनवद्युत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधानानाम अरुणगिरि योगीश्वर परंपरागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञपीठ गुरु महासन्निधानानाम कैलास परंपरागत कांची कैलास सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधानानाम नित्योत्सव नित्य मंगल नित्य कल्याण नित्य रचित कैलास परंपरागत आदि कैलास नित्यानंद पीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठ कर्तॄणां साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परंपरागत वैवस्वत मनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चंद्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचंद्र शूरसेन इत्याद्यनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ती परंपरागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मंडित चतुष्षष्टि संप्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्म शासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञपीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूड़ामणीनां साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परंपरागत कपिल महा गुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणी पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वरानां साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत श्री महा गणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटलपीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्रतम अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटलपीठाधीश्वरानां धर्ममुक्ति स्वर्गपुरस्वर्णपीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधानानां कैलास परंपरागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ जगद्गुरूणां श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारकानां श्री कैलास परमाचार्याणां श्रीमत् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यवर्याणां सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूपानां श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठानां श्रीमज्जगद्गुरूणां श्रील श्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञानसंबंध देशिक स्वामी परमाचार्य स्वामिनां पादारविन्दयोः भक्तिसिद्धिः समेषां सहकुटुम्बानां सकलैश्वर्यप्राप्तिः गुरुकृपाकटाक्षसिद्धिः क्षेमस्थैर्यवीर्यविजय आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याणाम् अभिवृद्धिः अरोगदृढगात्रतासिद्धिः आचन्द्रार्कवंशाभिवृद्धिः धर्मार्थकाममोक्षचतुर्विधफलपुरुषार्थसिद्धिः सर्वेषां मनसा चिन्तितसत्कार्यानुकूलसिद्धिः सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपस्य भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवस्य पादारविन्दयोः अचञ्चला भक्तिसिद्धिः भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रसादेन सकुटुम्बस्य ज्ञानवैराग्यजीवन्मुक्तिप्राप्तिश्च भूयात् इति भवन्तो महान्तो न गृह्णन्तु तथास्तु सर्वे जनाः सुखिनः सन्तु तथास्तु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु तथास्तु समस्तसन्मङ्गलानि सन्तु तथास्तु सर्वत्र नित्यानन्दध्वजारोहणं भवतु तथास्तु सर्वेषां भगवत् श्रील श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञानसंबंधदेशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिनां परिपूर्णकृपाकटाक्षसिद्धिः अस्तु तथास्तु अयं धर्मः उत्तरोत्तरम् अभिवृद्धिरस्तु तथास्तु सर्वं भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु। ओम नित्यानन्दं मंगलं कल्पवृक्षाय मंगलं ज्ञानदायिने सदाशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मंगलम् मंगलं श्रीविद्याम्बायै मंगलं कामदायिन्यै सर्वमङ्गलदात्री नित्यानन्देश्वर्यै मंगलम् मंगलं गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मंगलं परावतार नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मंगलं न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ध्यानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्तिः पूजामूलं गुरोः पदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरोः कृपा। मूलमन्त्रं यथाशक्ति जप्त्वा ओम यत्किंचित् कर्म देवेश सदा सुकृतदुष्कृतं तन्मे शिवपदस्थस्य भुङ्क्ष्व क्षपय शङ्कर। शिवो धाता शिवो भोक्ता शिवः सर्वमिदं जगत् शिवो यदति सर्वत्र यः शिवः सोऽहमेव तु। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम तत्सत्। सर्वं भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु। ओम नित्यानंदम। The next offering is a part of the Uttamottama Seva, is the offering of the Jnanapada Vivarna. देवदेवोत्तम देवता सार्वभौम अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी पराशक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव ज्ञानपाद विवरण प्रिय ज्ञानपाद विवरणम अवधारय।
Kailasa, the good God country. Hinduism has something great to offer. Hindu God, Paramashiva, is good. We love him not just because he gives us what we want, but because he is good. He has so much. Hindu God has life positive, all-inclusive, good, spiritual, social, political, and moral principles. Hindu principles are guaranteed solutions for all the major problems of humanity: resettlement, violence and lawfare, impoverishment, inequality, environmental footprint, pandemic and biowar, disputes, feminist movement, women's rights, child rights, minority rights, linguistic rights, human rights. Because Hinduism has the best to offer to the world, Kailasa, standing tall since 1994 for the grand narrative of Hinduism, is the good God's country. Founder of Kailasa, Paramashiva, and his 1008th incarnation, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, the enlightened civilization, the greatest Hindu nation. His Divine Holiness was birthed by his predecessors of enlightened masters, great rishis, munis, siddhas, who predicted and recognized His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as an incarnation of Paramashiva, as per the science of incarnation described in Hinduism. From his first Chaturmasya at the age of 3 in the year 1980 until the age of 16 in the year 1994, the Supreme Pontiff was trained for the revival of Kailasa. He began reviving Kailasa from the age of 16 after the coronation on the 25th May 1994. Kailasa that we see today is 26 years of sincere hard work of the reviver and Hindu diaspora all over the world. Kailasa has a potential population of 2 billion Hindus worldwide, with over 100 million applications to its citizenship already applied. Hinduism has stood over 10,000 years as an enlightened civilization, has been a global beacon of spiritual and timeless wisdom, technology, and culture.
He's wearing a grey jacket. His name is Boris.
The world's ancient civilization produced more than 40% of the world's GDP.
Purpose of life is to experience oneness with the ultimate reality, Paramashiva. Life exists on the planet Earth for last 40 billion years, and 5 times life faced complete extinction on the planet Earth. But somewhere one DNA, one cell, living organism is thrown out of planet Earth, preserved inside a volcano rock. After millions of years comes back to Earth due to gravity or whatever reason, gets into the ocean and starts the life again. Sanatana Hindu Dharma is the conscious science to give breakthrough to your DNA through natural selection process and to your consciousness through the conscious decision process. Sanatana Hindu Dharma is a sacred spiritual science. It is not bunch of do's and don'ts. No. Please understand, it is the revelations of sacred truths, cosmic truths, powerful cognition. It is still alive. That science is available, time-tested, foolproof. This science of living enlightenment is the complete solution for all the problems individual or society or modern day humanity is facing. Then you will understand all the problems of the modern day humanity. Sanatana Hindu Dharma is solution. Whether the terrorism or climate change, natural calamities or man-made calamities, for all the problems humanity is facing, the only solution is science of living enlightenment, revealed by Paramashiva from the Vedagamas in the modern day through this body. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution and setting model communities. Understand? Kailasa is reviving the ancient Hindu enlightened civilization. Paramashiva manifested this Kailasa Mandala, the enlightenment ecosystem and the lifestyle. I am going to revive this whole enlightenment ecosystem, Kailasa, by creating a model Kailasas all over the world. I will work sincerely and revive this spiritual science, which is the core for enlightenment ecosystem, making you all manifest the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness and Kailasa of Paramashiva, and making all of us manifest Paramashiva.
In a world ravaged by war, ecological destruction, hatred and division, Kailasa stands as a bold vision of human potential, coexistence, organic living, and alignment with nature. Over the past 50 years, the world has seen the creation of dozens of new countries, and so if anything, it would be odd not to see a new country formed in the 21st century. Without the protection of political legitimacy, there is an imminent danger that the great tenets, scriptures, and science of creating an enlightened civilization, which spanned 56 states, 200 kingdoms, 1700 samsthanas, and 10,000 sampradayas, will be forever lost to humanity. The Hindu diaspora are highly successful around the world. They formed the dispossessed diaspora who has been driven to other countries because they are unable to practice their religion authentically in their own country. They have flourished in countries where they have been allowed to settle with religious freedom. For example, in the United States, Hindus are the most educated and highest earning community, with 77% of them holding a bachelor's degree and 48% having an income of $100,000 or more. Although they are only 1% of the population, Hindus have launched 13.5% of the startups in the USA. They hold leadership, technical and creative positions in companies such as Microsoft, Google, Facebook, etc. This success has been repeated around the world, in the UK, Canada, Australia, etc. James Kirkup, in his 2015 Telegraph article says, British Indians are not just the most successful immigrant group in this country's recent history, but the most successful group of people, full stop. He continues, more extraordinary than the rise in numbers is how it has taken place so harmoniously and profitably for this country and those in it. British Indians, quite simply, are among the most industrious, accomplished and credible amongst us. The best of British, if you like. The same article says that British Hindus are barely 2% of the population, but 12% of all the doctors. Australia and Canada have understood the ingredients of fast economic growth of the country and are doing everything to attract the educated, rich Hindu community. Hindus are the fastest growing migrant population in Australia. In 2017, 200% more Hindus have received invitation for Canadian Permanent Residency Program. Even now, the Hindu diaspora worldwide are the richest. No divorce, have no cases of drugs and substance abuse, lowest mental disorder, no depression. Hinduism is the only religion which neither converts nor kills. Absolutely non-violent, the elite sect of mankind. Because the Hindu diaspora worldwide and the Supreme Pontiff are successful in spreading their spiritual Hindu message of openness and inclusiveness against the forces of hatred and exclusivity, they have become the victims of relentless attacks by multi-armed apparatus of state power. Anti-Hindu forces, extremist caste, supremacist militant organization want a one ideology, Hinduism, under their exclusive domain. What they cannot digest into themselves, they systematically delegitimize and exterminate. Lawfare, assassination attempts, character assassination of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Attempted assassination and assassinated Kailashians. Sexual assaults and rape of female monks of Kailasa. Objectification. Character assassination. state-funded child abuse and sexual abuse on the children of Kailasa.
Then I told I don't want to see a picture. Then I told I don't want to see a picture. And then they showed him a picture.
State-operated embezzlement of funds, properties and assets donated by the Hindu diaspora worldwide for the purpose of the revival of Kailasa. Since 1994 up to until now. Building a nation is not a project accomplished overnight or by virtue of hope. Kailasa is the manifestation of 26 years of sincere hard work, sacrifices, integrity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and the Hindu diaspora worldwide for the past 26 years for the enlightenment of humanity.
Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
I have heard about Babaji in the young age, and when I was traveling in Himalayas just before the Kedarnath, there is a place called Gauri Kund. One day suddenly in the evening, a bright young sadhu walking towards me, then he smiled and he gave me this name which I am carrying now, Paramahamsa Nithyananda.
The spiritual name is useful in three ways. One, this is the path for you to travel. Second, that is the goal you need to achieve. Third, it's my blessing. You will travel in that path and achieve that goal. The spiritual name is creating a new being. Spiritual name I give you is the space you are supposed to create within you.
about Babaji in the young age. And when I was traveling in Himalayas, just before the Kedarnath, there is a place called Gauri Kund. One day suddenly, in the evening, a bright young sadhu walking towards me, then he smiled and he gave me this name which I am carrying now, Paramahamsa Nithyananda.
The spiritual name is useful in three ways. One, this is the path for you to travel. Second, that is the goal you need to achieve. Third, it's my blessing. You will travel in that path and achieve that goal. The spiritual name is creating a new being. Each spiritual name I give you is the space you are supposed to create within you.
I have heard about Babaji in the young age. And when I was traveling in Himalayas, just before the Kedarnath, there is a place called Gauri Kund. One day suddenly, in the evening, a bright young sadhu walking towards me, then he smiled and he gave me this name which I am carrying now, Paramahamsa Nithyananda.
The spiritual name is useful in three ways. One, this is the path for you to travel. Second, that is the goal you need to achieve. Third, it's my blessing. You will travel in that path and achieve that goal. The spiritual name is creating a new being. Each spiritual name I give you is the space you are supposed to create within you.
What I mean by the word E-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is E-Kailasa. E-Kailasa. What I mean by the word E-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is E-Kailasa. What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. I welcome all of you, the whole world, to come and celebrate, enjoy not only the enlightenment ecosystem, the beauty of how it is getting revived. Be an insider for this great revival process. If you are an insider even for a startup company, you will understand not only the result of the company, even that being an insider is such a joy. Being an insider, when it was happening, is something extraordinary. So, I welcome all of you to come and be part of an insider of this revival of Kailasa, the enlightenment ecosystem, sovereign order of Kailasa, Kailasa nation itself. I request and welcome, invite all of you to become e-Kailasian. Get your free e-passport and make billions receive this free e-passport.
Om Nithyananda
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यं प्रभृत्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. With unending compassion and the blessings of His Divine Holiness, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, we welcome every one of you for this beautiful morning of Nitya Satsang to receive our daily morning, the bliss dose from Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam. So in today's topic, we are going to be looking at stress. And as we all know, the Kailasa voting is in progress. We had the first ever Hindu elections that were conducted, and we have also had the results of that. The first voting topic was veg or non-veg, and millions of Hindus from all across the globe, practicing and living Hindus, have voted for this, and the results are also out. Now, His Divine Holiness has once again given us another opportunity for another beautiful set of voting. And this time, it's going to be on whether we need to do the puja or not. And with the religious aspects that we'll be looking at in the segment today. So, stress is the biggest crisis of this century. How common is stress? Regardless of age, sex, ethnicity, and religion, no one is immune to the burden of stress, and that is what the statistics demonstrate, and that it is all across the globe, right from children, whether you are a child who's going to the school, a teenage who's working and going through your teenage difficulties, or you might be a youth, or you might have been a newlywed couple, or a parents of children, or even have become a grandparent. Something that every single person is affected by stress. According to the American Institute of Stress, about 33% of people report feeling extreme stress. 77% of people experience stress that affects their physical health. 73% of people have the stress that impacts their mental health. 48% have trouble sleeping because of stress. And unfortunately, for about half of all Americans, the levels of stress are getting worse instead of becoming better. So, this is a very difficult situation that the entire world is in right now. And I'm sure that every one of you living all over the world would have experienced this and maybe still have been experiencing this throughout the entire time. Especially the COVID pandemic has brought about a huge, literally a huge change and a revolution in the way we exist, in the way we think, in the way we even live, and our cognitions about ourselves, our cognitions about life, cognitions about others. So it is our responsibility to work it out and to see how we can get over the stress. So that is what we'll be seeing in today's segment, the different aspects of stress. What are all the side effects of stress and how we can get over it. How Sri Kailasa, the only Hindu nation, is providing a solution for the same. And make sure that you are joining this discussion by going over to kailasa.org / Kailasa, free e-passport, and you can receive your free e-passport and you can become part of this entire revolution and entire revival. And you can also go over to Twitter using the hashtags, hashtag Kailasa votes, hashtag Hindu votes. Hashtag Hindu votes are sacred. Using those hashtags, you can become part of this discussion, sharing how and what you think are the causes of stress and how common is stress among your group. And you can also go over and vote at tinyurl.com/Hindu votes. Now, let us look at a few more data and statistics. Joining us is Sri Nithyananda Maharaj, who will be sharing his insights on the same. Nithyananda Maharaj.
Nithyanam. So now here we have some statistics presented here about the global stress level. So the Global Organization for Stress reports that 75% of Americans experienced moderate to high stress levels during the COVID lockdown. Stress is the number one health concern of high school students. 80% of people feel stress at work. People who tend to experience particularly high rates of stress include ethnic minorities, women, single parents, people responsible for their family's healthcare decisions. So, as the statistics have shown, it's a widely known phenomenon how stress is becoming a problem for people, and how many people, just because of too much of stress and the overload of the anxiety, are not even able to sleep at night and have to take anti-insomnia tablets and so on. Stress not only is something which works on mental level, but will also lead to health problems as well. People start getting heart attacks, high BP, all these things. The fundamental problem for all this is stress. Stress is as what happens when we keep telling ourselves and start worrying again and again and again. That is when stress starts building up, and because of the huge amount of stress which we build for ourselves, it automatically turns into other problems for our body, like psychosomatic disorders or heart attacks and high blood pressure. Another problem why they don't give a permanent solution for stress. Why stress, even though it's such a big problem in the world, why there's no permanent solution for it is again because of the consumeristic lifestyle which the world has been set into. Decision makers and pharmaceutical companies know that if they can make stress into another consumeristic product, they know that stress is another money making mechanism for them. Out of stress, people, just to have a little bit of peace of mind or just to have a little bit of distraction, they know that they can make money out of it, and thus they do not give a permanent solution for stress. Because if stress is the one which is going to be making money for them, why will they permanently solve it? Why will they get rid of the one thing which is making money for them? So that is why it is stress is not just something which is a society level problem. It is at a very big level. It is a conspiracy done against humanity which puts them into this continuous pressure, keeping them continuously under pressure, so that they will be drug customers, and they will come to them again and again for a peace of mind. This same peace of mind which they're looking for through drugs and through other various methods can be simply achieved by a simple puja. Like how Sundaresha Maharaj was sharing, in our ancient tradition, doing Nitya Puja was not a rule, it was not a law, it was a lifestyle. Like how taking bath, brushing your teeth in the morning, combing your hair, all this is part of our daily lifestyle. Like that puja was like one of those things. No one will imagine starting the day without doing their morning Nitya Puja. Everyone had their own different ways of doing their Nitya Puja, but that concept of doing Nitya Puja was the same. It is when we do the Nitya Puja, as Swamiji was sharing a few days ago in Satsang, when we do puja, we start invoking and we start preparing our body and mind for higher visualizations. We start visualizing and experiencing higher visualizations. And it is when we have those higher visualizations, we can, be it our business, be it in our job, be it in our relationships, in everything, we will start having a deeper image of life. What we can see now with our two eyes will be 10 times much multifolded when, after continuously sitting in puja and with that same visualization which we do in the puja, having that same visualization everywhere is what brings the depth in everything we do, be it relationships, be it our business, be it in any aspect of our life. It is when we have depth in that specific field, we will not know the meaning of stress. Everything will become so simple. Everything will look so straightforward. You will see a solution for each and every problem. That is the benefit of doing a simple puja, 5 to 10 minutes in the morning. As Sundaresha Maharaj had shared, doing puja is one of the easiest and most simplest stress busters, which was made for the purpose of serving humanity. Back to you, Maharaj.
Yes, thank you very much, Maharaj. So here is a little more data. Sorry for the technical glitch. So here is some more data on the worldwide impact on stress. So while stress is a significant problem in the US, the rest of the world is not immune to its harmful effects. Stress is a global problem. Here are a few more statistics on the same, where 91% of the Australians feeling stress about one or more important parts of their life. About 450,000 workers in Britain believe stress was making them ill, and 86% of the Chinese workers reported the same. And not just this, it also leads to a very important component, which is the PTSD, or the post-traumatic stress disorder and acute stress disorder. So these stress disorders are triggered by traumatic experiences, and currently 3.5% of all the adults in the US have PTSD during any given year. Acute stress disorders affects as many as half of all the people who are exposed to a serious threatening stressor. You also need to know that not just this, and for us right now, the range of what we call as a life threat itself has changed. We have become so vulnerable that every single thing, if our boss fires us, we become vulnerable. If something, even as simple as someone shouting at you, you get stressed out and you experience that PTSD, whereas that is not required, and you do not need to experience that kind of a powerlessness because of the current day society and how we are put into, how we are brought up. That is the reason why we are experiencing such high levels of stress. You can make this change, so go over to kailasa.org/free e-passport and receive your free e-passport, and make sure that you are becoming part of this great revival. And by applying for the free e-passport of Kailasa, you are taking the responsibility for the entire world's stress and to get over all the stress related problems that you're facing. You can also go over to tinyurl.com/Hindu votes and cast your vote for the same, and join this discussion by going over to Twitter using the hashtags #Kailasa votes, #Hindu votes, and #Hindu votes are voted. I now invite Mangala Maharaj to share his insights on the same.
Thank you, Maharaj. So, what are the top causes of stress? Depending on a person's thinking patterns and coping skills, almost anything can cause stress. Some of the most frequently cited sources of stress include money, work, economy, family relationships, personal health issues, housing costs, job stability, family health problems, and personal safety. So, as you can see here, pretty much all of these things finally lead up to only 2 to 3 things in our life. If we solve those 2 to 3 problems in our life, it automatically solves everything else which are being mentioned here. So let's talk a little bit more about puja and how puja will help us not only by giving peace of mind, just like a feel good feeling, but also it tangibly, physically manifests in our life. Just that simple 5 to 7 minute puja. It doesn't just bring results in giving us a little bit more devotion towards our murti, towards the deity to whom we are doing the puja to, but it improves our productivity by a lot. Recently, Swamiji had also shared in the Satsang, if you are making $1 million per day, by doing puja, by making the flower garlands for the worship, you will start making billions of dollars per day. So what is it in puja that increases productivity? What is it that by spending 10-15 minutes in puja, you will achieve something which you won't be able to achieve anywhere else? It is the way puja is designed. Puja is not just offering a few flowers, offering some water and some naivedyam. That is not just puja. Puja is about having and cognizing the higher concepts, higher cognitions, having the deeper visualizations about life. If you just go through the Guru Puja, the Pratiksha Pada Puja manual, which we perform to Swamiji every day, if you just read those meanings, you'll understand what I am talking about. Each of those shlokas, all the meanings have a very deep and very subtle understanding about each and every one of them. Just reading those meanings and doing the puja, knowing that the shloka you're chanting, knowing just the basic meaning of that shloka, what is the meaning of the verse you're chanting, that is more than enough. automatically every time you chant that mantra, you will be reminded about that visualization. And see, it is like how a person, if he is a leader outside in a corporate company, if he goes to some other department, if he goes to some other job, some other company, automatically he arises and he will be a leader. So you are a leader no matter wherever you go. When you have achieved that space of ishitva, of being a leader, when you know that the science of being in that leadership state, then it doesn't matter wherever you go, anywhere you go, in any field you are put in, anywhere you are placed in by life, everywhere you go, you will automatically become the leader there. That is the same way. Puja is not something, the visualizations, everything which you have during puja is not for puja alone. Developing the technique of visualization happens during the puja. And as you do this again and again, day in and day out, automatically that same visualization will start reflecting everywhere in your life, in your business, in your relationships, any field of your life you go, those visualizations will start mirroring and will start reflecting in them. And it is when that visualization, the depth of visualization which comes while doing puja, when it comes into your business, when it comes into your relationships, that is when your business will expand multifold. That is when your relationships will have much deeper meaning in them. So this is the secret and science of doing puja. Puja, many people mistake puja is something which is an offering to God, which is something which you need to do so that the God will be pleased with you, so that no harm will come to you. Those are very mundane and very cheap understandings about why puja needs to be done. Puja needs to be done not for the God, but for yourself. God is always the deity that that Ishvara will always be happy no matter wherever he is, whatever he is always in his state of Paramashanta. It is for us also to experience that space of Paramashanta, for us also to be in that space of depth, which we want. It is for that purpose we need to do puja. It is for that purpose, for us to experience which they are also in. We need to connect understanding that puja is something which will benefit us. Not puja will not be a work, it will be a blessing. You will feel blessed that you have the opportunity and you have the chance and you have the knowledge to be able to do puja. Having this one cognition shift is enough to solve all the problems which are listed here about the top causes of stress. Back to you, Maharaj.
Yes, thank you very much, Maharaj. Let us now see how we can become part of this great revival. And let us watch a beautiful video. And you can receive your free passport at join.kailasa.org or kailasa.org/free-e-passport.
I welcome all of you, the whole world, to come and celebrate, enjoy not only the enlightenment ecosystem, the beauty of how it is getting revived. Be an insider for this great revival process. If you are an insider even for a startup company, you will understand not only the result of the company, even that being an insider is such a joy. Being an insider when it was happening is something extraordinary. So, I welcome all of you to come and be part of an insider of this revival of Kailasa, the enlightenment ecosystem, sovereign order of Kailasa, Kailasa nation itself. I request and welcome, invite all of you to become e-Kailasian. Get your free e-passport and make billions receive this free e-passport.
Nithyananda, everybody, welcome back. And joining us in this segment is Rajananda Maharaj and Mangalananda Maharaj as well. And they're going to be sharing their insights on some of the common symptoms of stress and how the stress affects us and multiple different. Raja Maharaj.
Nithyanandam. 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 Common symptoms of stress. Once a source triggers stress, various symptoms emerge unless the person uses effective coping skills to manage the problem. The most common symptoms of stress and percentage of people who experience them include irritability and anger, 45%. We find this many of the most of all, anger and irritability to be the most common reactions to dealing with so many things going on in our lives. We find that knee-jerk reactions and immediate reactions to a particular behavior when we are under stress are these emotions are sharpened in some kind of a way whenever anything uh, anything goes away not according to plan, or even when we feel extremely overwhelmed. There is no, and unless the person uses effective coping mechanisms. Yes, it is actually that we all as humans find coping mechanisms to manage our stress. And there is a whole tourism industry designed to be able to take money out of people to be able to in the name of coping with stress. And so much money is spent on entertainment, so much money is spent uh, on stress relief mechanisms to be able to help people put mind off. But it always has, and if you see even how the weekend is designed, it is 5 days of complete stress and 2 days of waiting for more stress. Literally, Saturday and Sunday are spent just anticipating the stress of Monday, and everybody hates Mondays, is a common term because it's the start of the whole stress week. So, irritability, anger, fatigue, and low energy, extremely getting tired quickly because the mind is engaged totally in being irritated in anger. The thoughts are tend to become the negative side of things, how things will go wrong, how things are not meant to be the way it's supposed to be, how this is not happening, how that is not happening. These thoughts suck so much amount of energy from us and make and deprive us of the heightened state of awakeness and alertness that we want always. And of course, as a coping to this also, tremendous amount of caffeine and tremendous amount of coffee is drink, just to be able to say, just to maintain a high energy depending on outside sources, and as well as lack of motivation and interest in things. In 38, we this negative thought currents that we carry, that cause the stress in our lives, uh, make us disbelieve again why are doing what we're doing. The whole purpose of our work and everything, we find is useless. We logically put it in a way that we find it is useless, and we find that lack of motivation and interest in things occurs. And anxiety, nervousness, or worry, as I said, just being in anxiety for the whole weekend for Monday, and nervousness and worrying about how the job will work. And Swamiji beautifully always says, when you are in the work, we are thinking about the vacation. When we are in the vacation, we are always thinking about the work. And that is always the baseline for what we call anxiety here. And then physically, this manifests also inside us as headaches, migraines, and just the over amount of thoughts per second that we experience at the time of this high stress. It gives us physical headaches and feeling sad or depressed about our whole life, and not and holding the low level cognitions and holding on to our HDHD is only what stress gives us. The self doubt, self hatred, and self denial. Only holding on to those makes us more depressed. And then indigestion, acid reflux, and upset stomach. 26% of the population experience these symptoms of stress. Means it affects even our digestion, which is a very crucial part to maintaining our energy throughout the day. Because of our food habits change, because of our the mental stress affects our food habits and the way or the time we eat and how much we eat. It will cause indigestion and an upset stomach, muscle tension, and appetite reduction change will also be a result of this of stress in our lives. When it comes to the solution that Sri Kailasa is presenting to the world, every day sitting in puja and every day dealing with the stress before the source, just opening yourself up to something, to the higher power, to Paramashiva every day in puja helps so much. It is actually the ultimate effective coping skill. It is actually the solution that Sri Kailasa is presenting. If you believe that puja is actually a beautiful coping mechanism, go ahead and go to kailasa.org/Hindu votes and select puja and say yes and vote for puja as a coping mechanism for your life. Next to you, Mangala Maharaj.
Nithyanand, thank you, Maharaj. Cost and impacts of stress. Every day, people stay home from work, miss school, go to the doctor, or even die because of the effects of stress. It's estimated that American employers spend $300 billion every year on healthcare and lost workdays linked to stress. Up to 80% of workplace accidents come from stress or stress-related problems like being too distracted or tired. Stress is a costly issue in other areas of the world too. People in the United Kingdom miss 13.7 million days of work due to stress each year. The problem costs 14.2 billion in Australia and about 37 billion in the UK in lost productivity each year. So, as the statistic shows, it is because of the economy people get into stress, and it is because of stress people and the economy of the country comes down. So you can see how the consumeristic lifestyle is in a self-destruction self-destruction wheel where one thing gets destroyed and leads to another getting destroyed, and that leads to the same thing in return getting destroyed. And it is because of the money making possibility which people see in the stress of society, making money out of that. It is that is the root cause for why no one is, no, even though all the facts are presented very clearly, no one decides to take a stand, no one decides to change this, and there no solution comes up for it, because everyone is paid off and is enamored by the greed which they can achieve through consumerism. This is this is not only affecting the economy, but as the statistics show, it is also affecting the productivity and the health of our society. In Hinduism, it is because of our daily puja, it is because of our temple based lifestyle. We do not even know the meaning of stress. Stress was not something which was a word in our vocabulary. Simple things like puja, simple things like going to the temple every day and making the flower garlands, which will take probably few hours of a person's day, is what saved and is what prevented this calamity from happening to Hinduism. It is still time. We can still bring this culture back into our society. We can still bring this culture back into the world by going to tinyurl.com/Hindu votes. Bringing back this lifestyle, as we saw last week, is important in terms of the meat industry, in terms of vegetarianism and non-vegetarianism, to save the planet, to save our other species who are sharing the planet with us. To save them, it is important to bring back the Kailasa lifestyle. It is important to bring back the Kailasa lifestyle also to save the world economy, to save the health and the productivity, to destroy stress once and for all. Kailasa, what Swamiji is reviving, is not just the spiritual solution of the world, it is the political solution of the world as well. With so many governments, so many corporations, with so much of corruption happening in the world right now, we can turn only to Kailasa and look for and prepare ourselves and make sure that we have a corrupt free government, that it's only through Kailasa we can have a corrupt free government, and only when the government is corruption free, only then the people who the government is serving will be happy and will be able to live fulfilled lives. Back to you, Maharaj.
Yes. Strengthen and co occurring health conditions. Stress affects the entire body and is linked with many co occurring mental and physical health problems like heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Long term stress is often a contributing factor in many of the leading causes of death in the United States, including heart disease, cancer, lung disease, accidents, cirrhosis of the liver, and suicide. High stress levels can often also lead to substance abuse. When stress is high and a person is desperate to relax, they may turn to alcohol and other drugs. Paradoxically, drugs and alcohol often increase stress the long term, in the long run, especially if the individual develops in addiction or dependence. You can see how a person can systematically be deconstructed and become made useless in society with stress and the pressure that and the just the whole system of not having any coping mechanism every day. Though yes, there is so much money put into saying drugs, such that this drug will make you have less stress, less depression, and also the drugs that you have to take if you have heart disease, high blood pressure, or diabetes because of the problems that you may face because of the stress in your life. But more and more people are realizing that there needs to be a time that people sit with themselves every day, whether it is in the meditation or in the yoga, But Hinduism stands for puja, ritual, and connecting with the Paramashiva, connecting with the source. And in that moment, emptying yourself onto Him, emptying everything. The puja is not limited to just offering all the good things, but you offer yourself at the feet of Paramashiva so that you don't leave anything out. Even all the things that you feel are bad about you, even all the things that you want to work on about you, you ask Paramashiva, can I please help me to get me over this? Help me to remove this from my life. Puja is a playtime and conversation you can have with Paramashiva. So vote for puja at tinyurl.com/Hindu votes and combat this stress and this whole culture of stress and coping with it in various different ways with the Hindu solution that Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam is bringing out in the world. Back to you, Mangala Maharaj.
Yes. Thank you, Maharaj. So here in the statistic, we have a graph presented on the vicious cycle of stress, how stress can cause disease. First, it releases the adrenal glands release cortisol, the stress hormone. The biological impact. Cortisol helps the body respond to stressful situations, including suppressing inflammation. Chronic stress. Body builds resistance to inflammation, reducing cortisol. And then chronic inflammatory response. Inflammation causes or worsens various diseases, including cardiovascular and infectious diseases, amongst others. So, like how we've previously discussed before, we can see here with given facts how stress affects the body, affects our health, and it is not just the external reasons, external problems which contribute to stress. The stress hormone by itself, because of continuous use, because of continuous overdose, how it systematically destroys our own body. And so all in all, this just emphasizes and gives more importance for the reason why puja is important, why it is necessary for puja to be done every single day. If you go back to the satsang Swamiji gave a few days back, he told even if it is a 2-minute puja or 2-hour puja, it's okay. But start having the habit of doing Nitya Puja every day. It is through the practice of Nitya Puja we can save humanity from this stress, from this vicious cycle of stress, and bring humanity to live a joyful and peaceful life. Bringing this lifestyle to the world is not just something which you can do, is not only something which you can do at your home, but you can help by shaping the world as well. Bringing the science of puja to the world is a power which is in your hands as well. You can go to tinyurl/Hindu votes and voice out your opinion on what do you think should be Kailasa's stance on doing puja every day. Back to you, Maharaj. As we can see here, the various diseases caused during stress. It causes problems for the heart, for the skin, kidney, joints, lung, brain, the immune system, multiple organs, the eyes. There's pretty much not a single part of our body which does not get affected by stress. Stress contributes to multiple levels of problems and diseases in our body. We will now be watching a small video about Kailasa.
Handling the crisis of the in the Hindu way is puja. It is the ultimate stress buster. Puja is a unique celebration of expressing overflowing deep gratitude to the Guru or the Ishta Devata, to whichever way you connect with the cosmos. It may be Ganesha, it may be your own Devata you find as something that is divine, that is something sacred in your life. Everybody has a feeling that there's something sacred in their life, something that is always blessing them, someone that is taking care of them. Whichever way you find your Ishta Devata, Hinduism says that you can offer puja. And in the Nithyananda Sangha, Pratyaksha Puja is offering of gratitude to our beloved Guru, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. It is a way we offer and who we connect with. There are many kinds of puja for specific situations and occasions, but the fundamental elements remain the same. Every puja welcomes the divine as an honored guest. The sequence of the puja contains all the elements of hospitality and appreciation for the presence of a beloved. Swamiji said the other day that the more you sit in puja, the more you'll experience the grandness of Paramashiva, the more you'll experience the stress relief as well. It is just a matter of actually sitting in Upanishad in that moment and bringing yourself to the understanding that he exists before me. Before me, the cosmos is there and it is invoked. And I am here sitting in front of it. Now see me. We sit in the Nayana Diksha of the deity. We sit knowing the very presence that he is there before us. And in knowing that, we empty ourselves onto him. All of our prayers and our positive reaffirmations to change our lives. It is a beautiful time for us to cope with the stress in our lives. Everyday puja is a solution that Sri Kailasa is giving to the world for the immense amount of problems that stress creates physically and mentally, and all the addictions and all the money driven mechanisms that are created just to deal with stress. You can vote to change this. Vote now at tinyurl.com/Hindu votes and vote for puja. Back to you, Mangala Maharaj.
Yes, just adding on to Sri Nitya Rajananda Maharaj, the Nitya Puja is a beautiful connection with Paramashiva. The Nitya Puja, which means everyday puja, eternal puja, is the best way where you can really physically detox yourself. And just like how we saw, all the cortisol that gets built up, all of that will be completely removed, and you'll be able to connect with Sri Kailasa, and you'll be able to connect with Paramashiva. Literally, puja is like the intimate time with Paramashiva, where you experience yourself as you connect with the highest possibility of you. There's nothing like Nitya Puja to achieve the ultimate enlightenment and living enlightenment, and to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Manifest the space powers of Paramashiva. Nitya Puja is the best. The essence of Veda Vedanta is Tattvamasi, essence of Agama Agamanta is Shivoham. That can be experienced by just doing the Nitya Puja. The very principles by which Nitya Puja happens itself is based on the deeper understandings that are described by Paramashiva in the Agamas. So, by the very core principles, as Maharaj was sharing, that the lifestyle itself is powerful enough to give you that experience of celebration. So nothing becomes a burden on you, rather, everything becomes a celebration. You get deeply involved with life, you get deeply involved with everything around you, and so naturally, there is no kind of powerlessness that enters into you. So decide to make yourself, get yourself part of this, and go over to tinyurl.com/Hindu votes and cast your vote for the puja. And let us handle this entire crisis that the entire world is facing through the powerful cognitions and the powerful methodologies that Paramashiva himself has given to every one of us in the Vedas and the Agamas. Your vote matters and your vote counts. Make sure you go over to that and cast your votes. At the same time, make sure that you receive your free e-passport at kailasa.org/free e-passport and become part of this discussion by going over to the Twitter, sharing your understandings at the hashtag Kailasa votes, hashtag Hindu votes, and hashtag Hindu votes are sacred. Let us now look at a little more details and listen from Swamiji himself about the Nitya Puja.
Internal organ and intra-organ, getting them aligned in a stress-free way is the most beautiful life. Any other lifestyle is torturous. Understand? If you are not allowed to do yoga, made to believe early morning sleep is the best thing in your life, you are tortured, you are abused, your divine rights are violated. If you are constantly inspired to do yoga early morning, Brahma Muhurta time, and everyday puja, sit that 30-40 minutes and melt down by feeling connection. Understand? Nothing can be compared to prayer to bust your stress. I tell you, prayer is the best stress buster. Deep feeling connection and tears rolling in your eyes and melting down. Prayer to Paramashiva. Intense yearning, Vyakulata, talking to Paramashiva, relating to Paramashiva. Nothing can be compared to that to bust your stress. I tell you, every day puja is an ultimate recharging experience. If you do everyday puja, the kind of the stress-free life you will live, your whole biological clock will be aligned to Kailasa. I tell you, I have seen the people who have the habit of Nitya Puja live long. Not just long, happy. In my whole life, it is Nitya Puja, Puja, that gave me all the best things of life. Everyday puja, relating with the deities is the best stress buster. Receive Atma Linga, do puja every day. That is your ultimate human right and divine right. Puja is the time-tested, foolproof, ultimate stress-busting methodology. Life of bliss, ecstasy, powerfulness. The life of oneness, Paramashivoham. I tell you,
The essence of Veda, Vedanta, Agama, Agamanta, Yoga, Yoganta, Siddha, Siddhanta, Tantra, Tantranta, everything can be realized with a sincere, deep feeling connection puja. Puja is the ultimate. Especially Nitya Puja. It is just unimaginable lifestyle.
Nithyanandam, your vote can contribute to the change. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, through Kailasa, the world's greatest Hindu nation, has been conducting responsible voting for the last 26 years, bringing about a huge revival of Hinduism. This time, the topic is extremely important for all of us as humans. Your one vote can decide the quality of life you live. As we were sharing previously, you may be sitting in your home, you may have listened to everything we've shared, we've mentioned, we've spoke just now, but you'll be thinking, I can change myself, maximum I can change the people in my family. All of us, I can change everyone in our family to maybe sit for a few minutes in the morning and do the puja. But how will that relieve and change the world? How does that get the whole world to change, to start doing puja? You can go now to tinyurl.com/Hindu votes, and you can vote whether you want puja to become something as a mandated law in Kailasa, or do you want puja to be something as optional, or do you want puja not to be mentioned in the law at all? Voice out your opinion after listening to everything we've said as to what do you think is important for the human beings as large in regard to relieving them of stress, relieving them of the problems which come through stress by doing the simple ritual of everyday Nitya Puja. Swamiji has spoken immensely and even very recently about the benefits, about why it's so important for Nitya Puja to happen every day. Listening to all of that will help you get much more clarity about why puja is very important for us human beings individually, for the society, and for the whole world as well. Please feel free to visit tinyurl.com/Hindu votes and voice out your opinion as to why we need to do puja. Please feel free to join this conversation on Twitter as well with the hashtag Hindu votes are sacred. Back to you, Maharaj.
Yes, thank you very much, Maharaj. Let us now take this time and opportunity to make sure that every one of you are going over to tinyurl.com/Hindu votes and cast your vote on the same. And make sure that you also receive your free e-passport to Sri Kailasa at kailasa.org/free-e-passport. So now let us look at another video and then get ready for the Nitya Satsang.
I welcome all of you, the whole world, to come and celebrate, enjoy not only the enlightenment ecosystem, the beauty of how it is getting revived. Be an insider for this great revival process. If you are an insider even for a startup company, you will understand not only the result of the company, even that being an insider is such a joy. Being an insider, when it was happening, is something extraordinary. So, I welcome all of you to come and be part of an insider of this revival of Kailasa, the enlightenment ecosystem, sovereign order of Kailasa nation itself. I request and invite all of you to become e-Kailasian. Get your free passport and make billions receive this free passport.
Let us now get ready to sit in the Upanishad with His Divine Holiness Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let us all sit straight and start chanting the Mahavakya Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham.